Hey, welcome back to another video. I am Ramona, and this one, let's see how weird it gets. What are your crazy real life stories? Let's find out. Some hopefully will be entertaining, amusing, and enlightening. Ready? I've been talking to people and collecting stories ranging from alien encounters to getting arrested in rollerblades due to a bar fight. So, Reddit, what are your crazy stories? Once a friend and I were driving to a New Year's Eve party in an unfamiliar neighborhood, and some dude tried jumping in our car through the passenger side window. We fought him off, and he fell out. We never stopped for the whole ordeal. Long story short, first time I did coke was with my past runway model, a very well-known director, a head of casting agency, and my roommate. It was a wild night from start to finish. I flipped over an entire four-wheeler yesterday. It's as crazy as my life's gonna get. Also, while working at a strip club, I was sitting with a very nice client. Good manners, funny, pays without being persuaded because he respects my time, interesting to talk to. The rare kind of client I'd enjoy talking to regardless of my job. The waitress calls me in excitement and asks me to ask him for his name because apparently he's some famous actor and she can't remember his last name. Turns out this very down-to-earth guy is a well-known actor who played in one of my favorite movies, who is back from the Cannes Festival, which is what he called the movie festival. No, we don't know who it was. Sounds interesting. I was 19 years old and I survived a stabbing in 2018. There's a theory floating around in my social circle that my ex-girlfriend's father paid someone to stab me. An 8 or 9 year old shorty tried to jump me. I am 12 and 5'4". This kid was probably to my waist. He just kept jumping and saying, "Give me all your money." WTF. A stranger threatened me by knife for a cigarette. I was an acoustic witness in a murder case. In the hotel room next door, a young couple was on vacation. They were always partying, etc. One night, my father and I were back in our apartment. My father was not feeling well, so he needed some fresh air. So he left the window in the courtyard of the hotel open and went to bed. I slept in the other room and had a strange nightmare with a loud scream and sirens. However, the next morning I told my father about the nightmare and he told me, "You weren't dreaming. The police were talking underneath the window in my room. The neighbor girl was caught in the hotel room with another man, and the men got into an argument. She jumped in between them and got a knife in her chest." A friend took me to a titty bar. We drank a lot, and a whole lot, too much. I was kind of drunk. When the MC came out to introduce the next dancer, I hollered out, "I want to lick the pole." He let me come up the stage and lick it. Hey, it was the 1980s. I am writing a book about my life. I've been through about everything a person can be through and survive. Not just enough to survive intact, but to go on living. I wish I had finished it because I think it might help some people get through rough times such as these. I slid off the road and got my truck stuck on an embankment in about 16 inches of snow. I had none of my recovery gear, no cell service, and I was miles from any main road. I was lucky I still had my boots in the cab. I put on my boots and spent the next 4.5 hours clearing the snow from my flip-flop. Once the snow was cleared and the tires still had no grip, I took some gravel from the road and made my way foot by foot back into the road. Once I was on the road, I was cold and muddy. Then the ranger showed up. He looked me over and just said, "You really should have been more prepared." In all my national forest exploration, that was the only time I thought, well, shit, I might be sleeping here. I went to Mykonos with my sister, bought weed from a guy my sister hooked up with, and on the way back to our hotel room, while my sister stayed with the guy, I met 5 Australian guys on vacation. All went back to my hotel and I tried coke for the first time. They picked out my outfit and we went clubbing until 7 a.m. Had my first three-way that night. Sister forgot her key when she tried to come home in the morning and was apparently knocking on the door for a while. I reluctantly had to get the manager to let her in. Opened the door and I was passed out basically inches from the door with snacks everywhere. Honestly, one of the best times and stories of my life. My grandpa was a sort of gun that shoots has a sort of gun that shoots small lead pellets, and but doesn't deal much damage at all. But it still looks good for shooting at cans for fun. So while I was doing just that, my grandpa went to the toilet. So while he was gone, I took the chance and shot at whatever I wanted to while he was gone. So what I shot was an apple in the tree above the can target, which launched right there and stayed there. Some months later, I was at my grandpa's house cleaning, or again, sitting at the large table we always eat breakfast and dinner at every day. My grandma was cutting some apples into pieces and to make something out of that, but I can't remember. But the crazy thing was that she found the same metal pellet I shot a month earlier. So for short, I shot a random apple in one of the 3 apple trees in my grandparents' yard. Months later, I found it, came back with my grandma as she picked the same apple I shot out with a massive bag full of them and found the metal pellet I shot there while I was in the room. How's that for a crazy story? I found a dead body in the woods outside my house. Half his head was blown off. That's kind of a crazy story. And the last one. The first time I met Fish, he was in my apartment, asking the drug dealer there in front for a dime a pot. He was told he couldn't, so off he went, saying he'd be back. About half an hour later, he comes back looking like he went 12 rounds with Mike Tyson and says, "Look, buddy, I have $8. Can I please front the 2 for that dime and pay you off ASAP?" Fish dude, the fuck happened? Fish went out, mugged a crackhead for the $8 he had, came booking it back to try and get the pot, and admittedly to escape the pissed off crackhead, got hit by a taxi cab and limped his ass back. Sure, Fish, you seem like you might need it. There are many Fish chronicles. Street kid stories and childhood fucked up stories are normally the craziest and most exceptionally amusing that I have to offer. See? Enlightened, entertained, and hopefully your day was made a little bit less annoying. I don't know. Short video, but anyway, hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey there, this is Ramona, and I'm going to shamelessly promote some of my products over from Amazon.com. This one is a bunch of coloring books. They're paper dolls to color because I combined a lot of my favorite things. I loved paper dolls as a kid. I never could get enough. I was always drawing my own paper dolls, my own paper doll clothes, all that kind of stuff. I also love to color because it's very relaxing and calming, and it's a good creative outlet. And so here we go. There's 5 in a series, volumes 1 through 5, obviously, all color coordinated because, why not? But it's over on Amazon.com called Paper Dolls to Color. And as you can see, they're all hand drawn. Probably not the best formatting job I could do, but hey, I'm giving myself a B for effort. All the clothes are interchangeable. There's 5 paper dolls per book, and they are named, but of course you can, change that. I just picked random names, some of them from friends and family and whatever. But, they're not bad. But I do love drawing clothes. I've always wanted to be, okay, not always, but there was a time I really wanted to be a fashion designer, but I don't have the skill and I can't sew except for then to put buttons on and to, do that kind of stuff. But each book has pajamas, has winter wear, has little ideas, for careers or whatever. You can do whatever you want to with them, and the fun thing is you can color them however you want. There's fancy stuff to wear. It's, my inner girly girl dream there. But if you are interested in coloring or paper dolls or any of that fun stuff, or you know someone who is, go take a look over on Amazon.com and maybe pick up 1 or 2. There's only 5, so it's not like it's going to break the bank. Anyway, thanks for listening to this. Sorry for the shameless self-promotion, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Thanks. Bye.